the button.
Moses says, I play the drum. You point to yourself for I. For the word play, we make a Y hand shape and shake it. That's the sign for play. And then for drum, you just pretend like you're hitting the drum. In sign language, we don't sign the little words like a and the. So that sentence is, I play the drum. Moses says the teacher has a big surprise. This is the sign for teach, and then you put your hands down like this to show that you're talking about a person. Teacher has, and then for a big surprise, we just sign the word for surprise, but we make it a big surprise. So that sentence is, the teacher has a big surprise. Moses signs, my friend. This is the sign for my friend. My friend. Moses says, a loud musical sound. Point to your ear and then shake it. That's the sign for sound. Musical, also the sign for music. And sound, like the sound waves coming in and out of your ear. A loud musical sound. Moses says, we wave and applaud. The sign for we is you touch one shoulder and come around to your other shoulder like you're including everybody out in front of you. We wave, and this is the way that deaf people clap. Since they can't hear the applause, they see the applause. So this is the deaf clap. We wave and applaud. Moses says 11 beautiful balloons. This is the sign for the number 11. Beautiful. And then for balloons, you put your hands in front of your mouth and pretend like you're blowing up a balloon. 11 beautiful balloons. Moses says, I feel vibrations. Point to yourself for I. The sign for feel is your middle finger up the center of your chest. Vibrations. I feel vibrations. Moses says, my friends and I are deaf. We don't really do the sign for my in this sentence. You're just signing friends and I, and then the sign for deaf is to touch your ear and then your chin. My friends and I are deaf. Then the percussionist speaks, and she talks about how she became a percussionist. The first thing she says is, I worked hard. And you're going to do the sign for I, and then for worked hard, this is the sign for work, and then you just do it really hard and use a little bit of facial expression. I worked hard. You can see her facial expression in the picture in the book. My heart was set on becoming a percussionist. The sign for heart is also your middle finger touching your heart. For the words was set on, what she's really talking about is aiming for a goal that she had. So you put your finger up like that's the goal that you're trying to achieve, and you're reaching for your goal. My heart was set on becoming. Put your hands on top of each other and switch from one side to the other. And the sign for percussionist She's banging against her hand like the banging of a musical instrument, and then you make the sign for a person. My heart was set on becoming a percussionist, and I did. That sign that we're doing for did is actually the sign to be successful. So she's saying she did it because she was successful. Moses signs thanks and goodbye. And then on the bus he tells his friends it was so much fun. This is the sign for so much. You're holding a lot of things. So much fun. Put 2 fingers on your nose and then tap down on your other 2 fingers. So much fun. And this is a long one. Moses has a long sentence here. When you set your mind to it. This is the sign for when. Put your finger up. Do a circle around it and touch. When you set your mind to it. He's thinking and working hard. You can become anything you want. The sign for anything is you make an A. Anything you want. When you grow up. So let's try all of those on that page again. He says, when you set your mind to it. When you set your mind to it, you can become anything you want. When you grow up, going from a little person to a big person. And then he lists some jobs that you could have. A doctor, you make a D, and you touch your wrists like you're taking your pulse. A doctor. Artist, pinky finger, drawing on paper, and then you make the person sign. Artist. Teacher, you did that at the beginning of the story. Lawyer, you make an L for lawyer and then touch your hand 2 times. That's the sign for law. A law person is a lawyer. Farmer, touch your chin on either side. That's the sign for farmer. Farmer. Electrician, that's the sign for electricity person. Electrician. Or, I think this is actually a misprint in the book because this is the sign for can, but the sign for or is to spell it. O-R. And then actor. Make A hand shapes for actor. This is the sign for act, person. Actor. And then he says, I want to become a percussionist. I want to become a percussionist. Just hit the button again.